world, from whichever time zone you're catching me from, my name is MD90 and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification to all so that you do not miss any upload that comes up on the channel. And the easiest way for you to navigate the channel, because we put out a lot of content, is head to the playlist and you'll find all various things that we're doing here curated for you based on your interests. So we've got the Kutka podcast, we've got the Tishimi production. These are movies, actually, short movies that you can find on that playlist. And news and trends. We do a lot. We do vlogs. We do a lot on this channel. So the easiest way for such you don't lose yourself, you find that there's a vlog here. The next thing is main news. So for you, if you're interested in vlogs, head to the place. You're interested in the podcast, the place. You're interested in short movies, head to Tishimi Productions, the place in that section. So that's the easiest way to navigate the channel. Any other details that you need to know about me in the About section. If you need to contact me, every video has all my details that you need. Just check the description section. You'll find all the contact details or the About section. Well, there's a new twist with regard to the remains of former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. As you may be aware, a week ago, the Zambian government, through the Attorney General and the lawyers that they've hired in South Africa, presented the evidence on which they stand for their claim to have the body of the late president repatriated to Zambia. And as of yesterday, the Lungu family, through its lawyers in South Africa, and the family spokesperson, Makebi Zulu, also did a counter presentation in the courts of law as to why they don't feel President Hakainde Hichilema should preside over the funeral of the late president, and why the body shouldn't be brought back to Zambia. But as of today, just a couple of hours ago, some documents have been circulating online with regard to a new twist. It seems like because we're just like, is it 2 days away or 3 days away from the verdict being given in South Africa? If you remember, the date that was communicated was the 4th of August, a verdict to be passed with regard to whether Edgar Chagwa Lungu is going to be brought back to Zambia or is going to be buried in South Africa. But there's a new twist. It seems like there's a new lawsuit that has come separate from that, and let me update you with regard to that. So according to Kalemba and other platforms, one of the things is that the Zambian government seek clarity on Lungu's remains. So it seems like there's a new demand from the Zambian government based on the documents to say they want to confirm, to say they pretty much see the body of the late president. Some of the details in this is saying, with no burial or body viewing almost 2 months after his death, the Zambian government has asked the South African court to allow access to the morgue where former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu's remains are being kept for purpose of verification. So pretty much there's a demand from the Zambian government to actually see the body and confirm, to say, hey, yes, Edgar Chagwa Lungu is dead, or pretty much to look at the remains according to that lawsuit. It's been published on various platforms. I think the person that broke the news is a Zimbabwean journalist or something. And then they said that the request was made through the letter from VFV attorneys representing the Attorney General and addressed to the legal representative of the former first family. That demand, according to the letter seen by Kalemba and dated on July 29th, 2025, and today is the 30th. So it seems like the letter was submitted yesterday. Government, that's the Zambian government, is seeking consent from the family to allow a designated representative to attend the funeral parlor, where the body of is reported to be kept for the purpose of identification. So it seems like the Zambian government is demanding to pretty much go and confirm, yes, this is the former head of state. And then the letter states that the process may be conducted at any time before Friday, August 1st, that's 2025, and ensure that assures that the family that they may have their own representative present during the procedure. Our clients representative is available to carry out the process any day from today onwards before Friday, 1st of August 2025, at a convenient of the parties concerned. So pretty much I say the Zambian government, the Lungu family can actually accompany this process. So pretty much the Zambian government is demanding to have a look at that body for verification. So that's the news coming from South Africa. There's a new demand coming from the Zambian government to have a look at the body of the former head of state. And then obviously people are having a field day with this. Say you search for me with a torch during the day, but you will not find me. That's a proverb that goes around in the Zambian circles. So simply referring to that. And then Emmanuel Mwamba simply put up the images of the graveyard, the one that has been dug here in Zambia at the Embassy Park. As you may be aware, the Zambian government did this process when they are still negotiating between the Lungu family and the Zambian government on whether to repatriate the body. So the Zambian government prepared a place where you're supposed to be buried. And that's what Emmanuel Mwamba put. They dug a grave without family consent or request. So according to Emmanuel Mwamba, say this process of digging this grave at Embassy Park was not done with the consent of the family. So pretty much referring to the back and forth. But Lunte Member of Parliament brought up this issue. It's been a big deal in the news. The past, I think, the last less than 24 hours, the news has been trending. So it was brought up in Parliament by Lunte Member of Parliament. He was trying to seek clarity. Let me just play you the video so that you listen to what Lunte Member of Parliament had to say about this new development where the Zambian government is planning to view the body in South Africa. Just stand by as I play you this video.
Madam, my matter is directed at the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs. In these days of, where our government or our country is shunned by other governments, isn't it important for the government to ensure that they grow diplomatic ties with other countries? Madam Speaker, the Zambian government is now doubting that Edgar Lungu is dead to an extent of writing a letter instructing that they may go to court again, taking Edgar Lungu's family and the South African government to court so that the government can go and inspect and just make sure that Edgar Lungu is dead. Madam Speaker, we had the national mourning in our country. We had the minister coming from South Africa who met the president. We had the president thanking the South African government. But today, the UPND government has turned around. They are doubting whether Edgar Lungu is dead to an extent of thinking that South Africans are now colluding with the Edgar Lungu family. Isn't it important, Madam, for the UPND government to assure the nation that they really don't doubt the South African government and that they don't doubt that a death certificate can be produced in the Republic of South Africa, which actually is a fake death certificate? Madam Speaker, I feel this is a very important matter. It requires clarification. I seek your further direction on the matter.
So that was Lunte, Member of Parliament, earlier on seeking clarity from government, pretty much the diplomacy damage that is likely to be done between South Africa and Zambia. So that was presented with regard to what's going on. On the other hand, Lungu family wants government to pay for Lungu's funeral legal costs. So pretty much the new lawsuit that they have in the South African courts, the Lungu family wants, if they win the case, they want the Zambian government to bear the costs of the expenses that they had to hire new lawyers for them to maintain the burial to take place in South Africa. So according to Kalemba, they say a Lungu family wants government to pay for Lungu's funeral legal costs. The family of the late president, Edgar Chagwa Lungu, has demanded that the Zambian government should pay for the cancelled funeral and all legal fees incurred in the ongoing battle between the Zambian government and the remains. So simply stating, the family is arguing to say by now the former head of state would have been buried in South Africa, but because the family bared the costs of that particular ceremony that was supposed to take place, and now they've been delayed in court, say those costs, if indeed they win this case by the 4th of August, then those costs should be passed on to the Zambian government. So that's the new presentation. To which Fetayari weighed in, said, busy insulting me, instead of just showing the body of Edgar Chagalungu to prove that he is dead. Remember, even his identity was questioned, and his roots and family was also an issue. So just show his body. So Chief Fetayari is arguing in favor of the government, simply saying, show the body regardless. Just show the body pretty much. Why bring in so many arguments instead of just showing the body? The people, showing the people that Edgar Chagalungu is dead. Chapwa. So that's according to Chief Fetayari. He says, just show the body to the people that want to see it. And then on the other hand, the Socialist Party has condemned this. That's Fred Membe's party. They say the Socialist Party condemns the continued interference in Edgar Chagalungu's funeral. Saka Wednesday, 30th July 2025, the Socialist Party has expressed concern over UPND government's continued interference in the funeral process of former President Edgar Chagalungu. So that's a condemnation coming from that. And then Chitambala Mwewa, who runs Simon Mwewa TV, weighed in, say, when Mwanawasa died, there was talk of Maureen taking over. When Michael Sata died, there was talk over Kaseva taking over. The presidency is not a chiefdom. So this is coming from, off the back foot, where people have been floating the possibility of Tesila Lungu taking over the Patriotic Front and obviously running for presidency in 2026. And then as of yesterday, you heard Chief Fetayari where he was putting up an argument to say, actually, it's not even Makebi Zulu who's trying to run for presidency. It's actually Esther Lungu, the former first lady, who's trying to run the Patriotic Front in the background. To which Chitambala Mwewa simply says, you cannot run politics like a chiefdom where it's succeeded by children and family relatives. So it continues. But just a couple of hours ago, when this news started trending of the demand to view Edgar Chagalungu's remains, seems like the morgue has moved Lungu's body to a secret location. That's according to Kalemba. They seem to have an exclusive. So the body of former President Edgar Chagalungu has been quietly moved from the place it was it was deposited in South Africa to a secret location. So with this going on, so it seems like the family has decided to move the body to another location until everything quiets down. So that's an update coming from there. By law, that's according to the Patriotic Front. By law, who identifies the body, they ask? Is it the family or third parties? So in this case, they're arguing to say, because the family identified to say the body that noticed in the morgue was former President Edgar Chagalungu. That's Edgar Chagalungu's children and Esther Lungu, the wife, and the sister, the immediate elder sister, confirmed to say that's him. So now they asked to say the third parties that are trying to go and identify Edgar Lungu in what capacity. And that's according to the Patriotic Front there. And then Chief Fetayari jabs at the PF, goes further to say this man referring to Given Lubinda, saying this man has suffered for the Patriotic Front PF. He gave total loyalty to Edgar Chagalungu, but they have been sidelining him on tribal lines. I will tell you the story later on today. So now he's arguing to say the Patriotic Front is trying to chinga Given Lubinda in ascending to pretty much the authority of the Patriotic Front. But one would argue to say Edgar Chagalungu confided in Given Lubinda that gave him maximum authority. The PF has this format of passing on power without clearly stating to say they've passed on power. If you remember, even the time Michael Sada died, he kept on giving Edgar Chagalungu response. I think at some point, Edgar Chagalungu held a number of portfolios. He was Minister of Justice, Minister of PF Secretary General, and then he held about, if not minimum two ministries, and the PFSG thing. Pretty much like you can see where Michael Sata was inclined to choosing Edgar Chagalungu as a candidate, but because he had strong contenders in the PF, he had Shimbagambu, he had Given Lubinda, and all of them had presidential ambitions. He couldn't just come out clearly and state, oh yes, I've endorsed Edgar Chagalungu as a president, but he kept on giving him responsibility. And that's the same thing Edgar Chagalungu repeated here. He gave Given Lubinda the responsibility to run the Tonse Alliance. That's the alliance that they created. He gave Given Lubinda the responsibility to run the Patriotic Front as the acting president. And now that is late, pretty much given Winda is at the helm of it. So then one would argue, on what grounds is Chifatayari arguing to say they're trying to sideline given Winda? Because in reality, the person that is running the PF to which the members of parliament submit to is given Winda. So I do not see what he's trying to push here, Chifatayari. But anyway, he's free to do that. On the other hand, Emmanuel Wamba in America, it seemed he met Chief Mukuni. Then he put up this picture of their interaction. He simply says, caption this, am I in safe hands? Asking, because people have been asking to say, is he hiding in America? But he has been very public about his movements. And based on that picture, it seems like he's meeting even people that are coming from Zambia. So he's simply asking, am I in safe hands? Or is he likely to be extradited to Zambia? And the land bill that has been going on in Parliament has triggered a number of debates in the nation. So land bill, a threat to property rights, says Dixon J there, weighing in on the conversation. Parliamentary Committee or Committee rejects Bill 7, Bill 13. That's pretty much referring to the same land bill. Warns that should the bill be allowed to proceed and enacted into law, it will be abused by people with political influence and power, thereby infringing on the property rights of citizens as well as their land tenure. So it seems like this bill is being rejected from all angles. And then Mass newspaper says Hakainde Hichilema in contempt of court. Sangha writes urges Hichilema to forget about the illegal bills, Bill 7. So that Bill 7 is the one that was cancelled by the Concord, where they said the process wasn't consultative enough. And now there is another bill, the land bill, that's Bill 13. So there are two bills here. So Sangha is referring to Bill 7, the one that was cancelled by the Concord. And then News Diggers, tears as stakeholders watch documentary of Chinese investment in Zambia. Obviously, there's a documentary that has been finally published, which was trying to be blocked by, is it the Chinese government? But anyway, it's been put out. And then daily revelation, KBF sued for failure to pay 3 million kwacha loan. So KBF having a lawsuit there. And that's the news, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll keep you posted. We're just a number of days now from the verdict from South Africa, and I'm pretty sure we'll get it soon.